Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. This pick a card reading is a general reading, so it should fit any situation you find yourself in. And as always, we have our piles here with group 1 on the left through to group 3 on the right. The timestamps will be in the description box below, along with the cards that I'm using. If you'd like a private reading with me, you can contact me in the description box below. There will be a link to my booking page and also links to my other social media pages where I do share other content. If you'd like to check that out, feel free. I'll leave you with your selection and I hope you enjoy your reading. Hey group 1, and welcome to your reading. If you've chosen the pink opal heart, then this one is for you. A sweet stone, this one, bringing the message of compassion and nurturing, encouraging you to speak on your needs without worrying what other people think, and restoring a bit of balance and tranquility, relieving a bit of anxiety and stress. And this reading is a beautiful one, I have to say. I really love the energy. I even welled up a few times pulling the cards because it, oh wow, there, see, felt very emotional, like catch your throat sort of stuff. And it does feel like it's a relationship orientated reading, but we'll try and keep it open as possible. I see Scorpio's energy, Cancer's energy, Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn here as well. Yeah, doesn't matter if that's your energy or not, maybe your person. So let's jump into the past as we do with the tarot. We have here the 7 of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles and Rebirth, which is actually different to Death in this deck. We actually do have the Death card here as well. So this is a beautiful time of change, or has been in the past. There's been a beautiful change for you in your life, and it could have to do with relationship, like I've said here. With the 7 of Swords being the first card out in this reading, it does look like there's been a lot of frustration in this relationship or in this situation in the beginning. Lots of perhaps dishonesty, not being on the same page, just not very authentic, and a lot of struggle. For some of you, this could be a past relationship you've left behind. For others, this is the past dynamics in a relationship you're currently still in. But what I see here is a lot of, goodness me, catching of the throat, maybe inability to speak the truth in the past, and just lots of stress that caused a lack of rest in a really deep way. If I'm just really picking that up, like there's not enough rest. It's so all-consuming, so tiring, so, oh my goodness. We'll just leave it there for that energy. It's what you've come out of. With the Ace of Pentacles and Rebirth, it shows a dramatic change in the situation. So there's been a grounding here. There's been an honest offering here. There's been a massive activation, and as we see in this card, a rebirth. A time to come out of this really dark period and into a new light, and being in this rebirth, this new chapter in this situation, this relationship, everything will feel new, everything completely. There's so much fertility to explore here. There's so much infinite potential in this situation now. And it is time to really revisit everything with fresh new eyes, and giving it a fresh beginning, a fresh start, a true rebirth, shedding the old completely, and being born anew. So as we continue into the current energy now this week, we start with the 4 of Wands and the Chariot, I've got to say. There's a few cards, I'll do a few at a time because it is a really big deck, this one. I don't use it too often, but it was really calling for group 1, so here it is. 4 of Wands and the Chariot card. This is talking about a really divine connection, a really divine situation here, a really divine project or goal or life path that you're embarking upon. It does, with this 4 of Wands, it does talk about a spiritual union, a marriage, being really paramount members of your community, like really, really important people to everyone else. I get power couple energy from this, and also on an individual level, I feel like the work you do in your earthly walk here is quite special. It has a lot to do with helping people, or connecting with the earth, or connecting with land, connecting with your community. We have the Six of Pentacles further into the week. We've also got the Page of Wands, or the Princess of Wands, in this deck. And so this week it looks like you're really moving forward with, I wanted to say great strides, but in saying that, I kind of feel like this is a gentle becoming at the same time. It's great strides, yes, considering what you've come out of and towards and heading towards. In that sense, yeah, great strides. But there's also this sense of gentle becoming and just a slow unfolding and discovery, like we see in that rebirth card, the small child coming out of this tomb here. It really does. There's a lot to be excited about, but it's going to take time to, you know, strengthen those legs and build yourself back up again. And there's actually yeah, we'll get to that. There's so much beauty in this reading. So I see here with you, with all of this combination, taking great strides to support each other as individuals first, and then as a union in a relationship. I should really try and read this for those that are not in relationship, but I just can't really see that too much here. It could also be family dynamics, other types. It doesn't have to be a romantic connection, but it does look like a very important and special connection, a very important project or goal that you have here that you're connected to. With the Six of Pentacles, the Chariot, Four of Wands, this to me is someone who makes a great difference in their community. So you might be someone who is currently working in roles to support people, helping them grow, or helping people achieve their own personal goals, or that might be something you're working towards yourself, to put yourself in those positions if you're not already. But I see a lot of free-spirited fun this week as well with this Princess of Wands. You might be receiving some sort of generosity or gift with the Six of Pentacles, some news coming in that's very exciting for you this week, something you might have been looking forward to, or maybe just a surprise that you didn't see coming. You can see that definitely here, very open to receive such gifts. We have the Queen of Cups here as well. So I do definitely feel this really nice energy of enjoying your work, your projects, the things that stimulate passion inside of you, but you're also really taking care of yourself. It is a time to balance out all of the high energy and excitement with that self-care, that rest, and taking care of the things that you're responsible for, maybe your children, your family, your pets, yourself, of course. Should put that first. Probably did. What I do see here, you're very open to support each other in this connection moving forward, very open to see how things go. With the Hanged Man here as well in the end of your week, it does show a sense of peace and openness, especially with the Queen of Cups next to it. A really open to surrender to what is to come of this situation, to just see it from different angles as possible, as much as possible, to support yourself with maintaining good balance in your life, in your week, in your activities, in your focus. It just feels like a really lovely energy. For some of you, you might be really getting to see some sort of project take off the ground this week, getting a lot of notice for the work that you're doing this week. I can see that here for someone. An increase in exposure of your work, if that is something you're doing that's possible. And I also see it very important to keep a fine balance as you move through this week with this particular situation, relationship, whatever it is, where you maintain your own autonomy, your own independence, and you still, giving each other that right amount of space while also supporting each other at the same time. I just feel with this Six of Pentacles, it feels more strict on that generosity, and rightly so. Like it does feel like if things are withheld or it's not happening at a certain day or time, then that's exactly as it should be, and to tend to something else. It just feels like there's a lot of cards here that actually represent balance. Now I look a lot closer, so that's very important right now. It's just balance. In the area of challenge, we've got the Prince of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. So let's back up a little. Because that Seven of Swords is at the start, and your first card that you chose for this reading was A Time for Healing, Balsamic Moon, and a lot more oracle cards we'll get into that really reiterate this message I'm going into now. Because you have come through so much pain in this situation, there's a lot of anxiety about how it's going to turn out and what is going to happen. Is this person serious? Are we able to build something strong and stable that's going to last? Or is this just a bunch of fun for them? Or is it just for the moment? So things like that. There's lots of questions about logistics and passion, and are we right for each other, or is this right for me? There's lots of questioning here in the challenge area, and also to do with logistics, whether that's your career, their career, and how you will manage family and life and work balances, how the whole thing is going to turn out. Are we going to be able to move through this pain? Are we going to be able to heal and grow? And also there's one of the bigger messages actually I'm getting right now with the the Prince of Cups and then that Six of Pentacles coming back to me and just jumping on the table, makes me feel like you might be worried about being really consumed by the connection and things that are happening, rather than focusing on what you're trying to build in your own life. Here with the Eight of Pentacles, you don't want to be swept off your feet and distracted by all the fun, and you kind of want to make sure that while this is growing, there's a lot of good times, we're still getting the planning done, the hard yards done, all that sort of stuff, and not being distracted by this situation, not feeling powerless in this situation, but rather just knowing that there's progress happening. Yeah, feeling progressive, feeling like things are moving forward, and you're both feeling productive. There may also be times when you miss each other as well. I just see with the Prince of Cups, and you might not always be in the same energy, I guess, because I think you're both dealing with things on an individual level as well, separately there. What will help with this challenge? It's kind of beautiful. They all fell out together and it just felt so right. We've got the King of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Magician. How's that? That's quite a powerful combination here. Very powerful. And I see two people that really do love each other, particularly this King of Cups looking right at this Queen of Wands. He stares at her with a lot of love. He really is like, he's so fascinated by her beauty, her power. He's just in awe by the looks of this. And she's got some things to do. She looks a little bit ferocious there with the fire blazing and this cat. I love that cat there at the bottom. So I do feel there's a difference here in one being water and one being fire. So there are beautiful differences, but those differences really attract each other. And I think with the King of Cups here, that really grounds the Queen of Wands, or really brings this soothing energy to the Queen of Wands, where she can just relax after being in her power all day long, or whatever that is. You may feel that dynamic in your connection, whether you identify with the Queen of Wands or the King of Cups. But with the Magician here as well, I think this is about honoring your differences and stepping into your power as individuals. And from there, then the relationship can only grow and benefit in this situation if you're really owning your responsibilities, feeling supported by each other, supporting each other. But with the Magician there, it's like you both, I did say power couple, didn't I? Whew. This is really, really strong energy, and a really important message to rely on your own individual talents and strengths and skills to navigate any challenges. Not that I see many coming up right now. They kind of, all the challenges, if anything, are the Eight of Swords sort of stuff, like how is it going to work? Is it going to work? Is this what I want? Is this right for me? Is it right for them? But the Magician is so capable. I'm seeing the rooster in the background there, little Braxis. It's really like, there's a need for just confidence in who you are as individuals, and confidence in the other person is what I'm feeling about that. Because if there are any insecurities that threaten the relationship, like insecurities within self, that will cause disharmony and arguments and issues. And the message here is to just believe in yourself as individuals, build yourself up first, and then together it can only go well and benefit. And even the underlying energy of this reading is the Three of Pentacles. Underneath that, I do see the Devil, I see strength, I see the Three of Swords. There's a lot here actually. The Lady, the King of Wands, the High Priestess, the Lord. Wow, okay. The Lord, the High Priestess. Wands. Yeah, this relationship looks like it's been through quite a lot, and it does look like it's very divinely guided, like a lot of synchronicities and alignment and just things that you can't explain at all. Couldn't even try. And the amount of pain that you've been through here as well with this Three of Swords, the Strength, the Devil, you've really overcome some really painful, toxic behavior or addiction cycles. But with the Three of Pentacles in the underlying energy, that's where was I? The Magician and the King of Cups, Queen of Wands. The Three of Pentacles is that teamwork. It's making it work together, even though there are differences. It's using those differences as complements to each other and to the work that you create together. It's really a harmonious energy, especially seeing the Four of Wands as well in the current energy of this connection, and Three of Pentacles underlying. It's like, what a supportive, beautiful situation that you can really trust the unfolding of. Further guidance, we have Death, the Seven of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles. Honestly, reiterating that same message I've been bringing here today about maintaining your independence, and allowing this change to happen here. There's a lot, with the Seven of Cups, there's that sense of overwhelm, especially the Eight of Swords over there. Like, I can feel that tie between the two, and it's overwhelming. It's a little, because maybe it's because of what you've been through and the doubts that may still be there. But the only way to really overcome those doubts is to move through. We've got rebirth in the current energy. Further guidance is to continue the death process, to continue releasing what doesn't serve, what no longer is conducive with the life you're trying to create. And even though there is an overwhelming sense of needing to know more than you do right now, or wanting to, or having some, I don't know, I don't even know if you know what you want in that regard, actually. I'm kind of hearing a little conversation with someone. I don't know who it is, but anyway, it get derailed sometimes. So it's this need to just move through, and the answers you need will come as the situation unfolds. Everything will feel good and right. I do feel this is unfolding in a really beautiful way. There's some stuff yet to move through together. There's healing. This is a time for healing within this relationship, but you will and can get there. Nine of Pentacles, again, reiterating that independence and strength of self first before joining together as a unified couple, and really talking out. I think there's a need for open communication about emotional triggers, and being honest and transparent about where you're at in your healing journey, and both applying self to build a really great life together, because the Nine of Pentacles will turn to the Ten of Pentacles. I do feel that for this connection, for this situation. So while there's still a bit of like cups in the air, like how is it going to work out? You need just only try and be a part of it, and work on yourself. And yeah, I think it's something you're both trying to manifest anyway. So yeah, further outcome energy here in the tarot, and then we'll get to the oracle cards. And Liz has requested some charms, so I'll chuck a couple of charms in the end here. We've got the King of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, and Three of Wands. So with the King of Pentacles, I see a really stable and grounded situation, a really stable, grounded home, career, just building self back up, feeling really solid and secure and supported. With the Five of Cups, the Three of Wands, to me, it's just the whole transition I've seen in this situation here, from the Seven of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, rebirth, those first cards of turning something really painful into a fresh new beginning that has the potential to grow into something very prosperous and change you as a person in the interim. So this Five of Cups, Three of Wands is that time that it's going to take to move through all of this grief and loss and hardship, and all that is yet to be processed and healed from the past as well. We have the Three Cups built out here, but there are two still full, as the Five of Cups often depicts. So there's something still worth salvaging here with the Three of Wands. You've already made the changes in order to salvage those 2 cups. But it's also that becoming energy of just continuing on the journey, continuing building self up and getting a lot of strength with the King of Pentacles, building up your career, your finances, your very literal physical situation in the world, your home, your security in that sense. And just, yeah, you will see in time, Three of Wands, that this will absolutely come more to you, more blessings coming your way, because they do often call this the ships coming in card, a card of waiting for the results of your efforts. And while there is still some things to be, I was going to say admissions to be made, or there may still be some things that need healing or honesty around. But in time, I do feel things really working out for the better here in this situation. So let's jump into the Astro Star Codes card, because these came together and I thought it was amazing. We had 7th house relationship and solar flares activation. So when we get the solar flares card, it brings an extra emphasis on any other card drawn around it. So it shows me that this relationship is very special. I just pulling the cards, the feelings I got, because when you first pull the cards, it's the biggest feelings do come through sometimes. And then later you'll, different as you keep going over it and over it, so many layers. But the first initial feelings of pulling, like there was just lots of emotion and lots of joy and excitement and like, oh my God, really? Like really, like wow, sort of overwhelmed in a good way. So activate and 7th house relationship. 7th house is the area of our long-term relationships, our partnerships, our marriages and things like that. So this is a massive activation in that area, and you're going to see so much change, development and growth in your connection. We got death, we got rebirth, we got the Chariot, we got the 4 of Wands. We got everything you need. Everything you need. Further into the Oracle, we have trust and miracles that also came together, which is like, come on. Trust in these miracles, and with this beautiful rainbow here, it does talk about that exact message of the sun coming back out after a stormy period, having to go through a lot of pain and darkness, and seeing that things can turn around and that you can trust in the miracles that are unfolding here in this situation at this time. There's a lot more going on. There's a lot more you're yet to find out. There's journeys yet to be had. I'm getting a traveling trip for you as well for some people. You may be still planning that, or it may be coming up very soon. For some of you, you don't know about it yet. It's a surprise. Definitely that. Further oracles, we have I am supported. This is your personal power this week, so to trust and know that you are supported. These angelic wings talk about support in the angelic realm, people that have passed that are still there guiding you, and also Source itself, Spirit guiding you. But I do also mainly feel, especially with all the rest of the cards here, that this is to say you are supported in this connection. 2222 on the recording. Get out. Wow. Yeah, very supported. We have sleep and rest. This is beautiful. I did already see, I think I mentioned before, where, balance is really important right now. And so making sure you're there for you and you're getting all the rest that you need without feeling guilty for it when you need to take a time out, you need to just, close out the world and be there for yourself, or tend to your responsibilities, do a bit of the things you've been, we see the Eight of Swords, Eight of Pentacles there, so I kind of get that feeling like maybe you've not getting the things done that are important, that you need to get done, that sort of thing. But sleep and rest as well. Anyway, that's kind of the opposite message of sleep and rest, but yeah, you know what I'm getting at. Balance is important. We also have the heart chakra, so this is a time of heart healing is what I get obviously from this and the whole reading so far, and a time of healing in the balsamic moon. So really this is a healing of the heart space, a healing of love. And we also have meditate from your quality time cards, which is the suggested prompt for you this week, to meditate, to take a bit of time out from the situation, take a bit of time in silence, to sit with the developments that are happening. Yeah, don't ignore this prompt. I'm really feeling that's important to say. So we get the suggestion to meditate, but do we do it? So, all right, so the charms somebody had suggested bring the charms back in. Sorry if you've got earphones on, that's too loud. Alright, what have we got here for the charms? Okay. Oh, beautiful. Oh, look at that. What I would call... Oh, I should let them fall on the cards, actually, because some did, and that went well. So we have the beautiful Empress charm. It says... To me, it's the Empress. It says Pilgrim on the back, and it fell onto the Four of Wands. So what I'm seeing with that is this journey of relationship. Wow, it's really been a journey, and it's yet to be one yet as you progress. And when I get this particular charm, it makes me think of all of the beautiful etchings that make you who you are, especially as you've activated these higher parts of yourself and really stepped into your power and created a lot of balance, and the beauty that you live by manifests through your very skin and your eyes. Like, it's that sort of wholeness and love, and just to see that abundant, beautiful energy fall on the Four of Wands, it tells me that your connection within your community is a very, very important and special nurturing space for you. And same with this relationship. It's the harmonious people that you meet on your path are the people that will really make your life. I feel like a really sense of connection to people is really important to you. And then what fell on the 7th house card was actually joy. So relationships that bring you joy, connections that bring you joy, and connections that help to support your growth seems to be really important right now. I love how that fell on there. So what did we get here? All right. So we have got the Devil charm, or what I would call the Devil charm, heavy attachment. And wow, see the way these all fell, I just see so much, everything we've seen in the cards basically, because that, while that is there, it's being dealt with. It's got another charm that symbolizes negative thinking, maybe even mental illness, things that are really, really challenging. The butterfly fell in the center of that, and it tells me that there's a massive transformation happening. God, I wish I could hold these properly. There's a massive transformation happening that will change the very way you think, the way you look at your life, the way you look at yourself, the way you perceive people and your reality. There's a real mental shift happening here, and I'm just looking now at the Seven of Swords and all this anguish. Whatever this Seven of Swords is, it's going away. I feel like this is even lies you've told yourself, like just illusion, just absolute fear-based stuff, and you're removing yourself from that, and you're really becoming so beautifully healthy and moving this heavy, dense situation into something so much more beautiful, which is why we saw in the back story here, you know, we saw that that Devil card. Where was it? Yeah, there. But you're working very hard to remove the toxic nature, the toxic components of this situation. We also have the Heart charm, which is a little self-protecting. It does have barriers around it. So what I kind of get in this particular moment is a bit of a masking energy, and that may be of the past where you felt like you've had to wear a mask, like as in the deepness, the pain and the things that are going on inside, you don't let anyone see, and it's just, you know, happy face, make them laugh, make them feel good, but inside it doesn't feel right. And with this charm here, I do feel like with the whole combination of charms, it's like you're coming out of that space where you're able to slowly let love in as well, and let yourself actually receive love on the deep, like letting it hit your core, rather than just, I don't know, not penetrating. And I just do feel like love is getting deeper into you, if that makes sense. Like it's slowly seeping in and opening up and clearing out this place that perhaps has been shut away. We have this sweet little ducky, which is another message of just letting things move forward with water off a duck's back, you know, that whole thing. And also a message of psychic protection, maybe anointing yourself with oils to protect yourself, or just as a self-loving ritual, because the duck is coated in oils over its feathers to make it waterproof, so that it can not get wet and cold. So yeah, just maybe protecting yourself, or having a little bit of Teflon to move through things, but knowing that it's also that just keep swimming, like don't let things get you down, just keep on keeping on. We've got a little piece of citrine to speak of the abundance that is growing here, and we also have the binoculars, which is, you know, foresight and really gaining a lot of information about your person, about the changes here. It's very much a learning charm, a charm of discovery and looking towards the future, towards the further horizon rather than right now. So sort of, yeah, I think we already touched on that anyway, where while it is a big change and very exciting, there's still this gentle becoming happening at this part of the timeline, but you're still very orientated towards a certain goal or outcome. So that is your reading, Group 1. I hope you have enjoyed that. I hope it's given you the comfort, clarity, or guidance that you've been looking for today. If you're after a private reading, you can get that in the description box below. I think there's some spots left, but I'll open December soon. And that being said, I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I'll chat to you next time. Bye, Group 1. Hey, Group 2. Welcome to your reading. If you've chosen this blue banded agate with a sweet little cave in there, it's a lovely stone. Got a bit faded from the sun, but yeah, blue banded agate. A stone of confidence, courage to start over, courage to pursue your dreams, healing from any kind of trauma, healing from anger, speaking your truth. It's the beautiful blue here, trusting in the wisdom of the unseen. Group 2, let's jump straight into your reading. We'll see what's going on here. It looks like it's a bit of a life direction, maybe even career type message here today, but we'll see. We've got Pisces is here. I can see Leo as well, Aquarius, Leo quite strongly, Scorpio is here, Taurus as well, and Gemini. So it might be your energy, it might be someone you're dealing with. All good if it's not. So let's jump straight into the tarot and the past energy. I'm going to do a couple of charms at the end for you as requested by one of my followers, Liz. So we have the Queen of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Eight of Swords in your past energy. And what I get from this is that, well, first of all, I'm connecting to someone who is and always has been perhaps a little different, a little spiritual, very connected to your passions. You may have had growing up different passions to the people around you. I just do feel like quite a different sort of journey, and maybe it's that you find yourself comparing a fair bit or have done that in the past, but I just can't help but feel this comparison to yourself and your collective or the people around you. And this could be childhood I'm picking up on, but it just feels need to be said. But what I see here with the Queen of Wands, the King of Swords, the Eight of Swords, so some of you might be feeling a little stuck in your current position, or feeling like what you want out of life, out of your career, out of yourself, is something that's eluding you're perhaps not quite able to bring it into form yet, and things might not really make very much sense at the moment for what you're trying to create and where you're at. So with this King of Swords here, I do feel like you've moved in the recent past into this place of serious thought about your future and where you want to end up, where you want to be. What type of job do you want to have? What type of lifestyle do you want to live? Who do you want to show up as in this world? And with the Queen of Wands first, I do feel like you may have had a struggle in career choice, where one choice maybe is very logical and it pays the bills, and you've maybe studied really hard for it, that sort of thing. And then there's another part of you that may want to go and move into more esoteric crafts or healing or learning about the mind or something just so different from what you're used to or what you've already been doing, or just feels like it might be for some of you at a bit of a crossroads, or you're trying to bring in a part of yourself into your life, and activate a part of yourself in your life, I think. And with the Eight of Swords in the current energy, things may not make sense, or you may not feel very powerful in this moment to change things, to make them how you'd like them to be. But that's not the case, and we'll go through all of this as we progress into the reading. I do feel like you're really wanting to look to the future and the goals, that maybe it's the type of house you want to live in, and it could be the place you want to live, the countries you want to travel to, projects or ways in which you want to affect your community or the people around you, things you want to do for people, things you want to do for yourself. Like, there's a lot of thought about your journey, and there's a lot of uncertainty and things not yet in form. So you could go any way here is what it's really feeling like. So in the current energies, we have the Sun and the High Priestess, first of all, and then Judgment as well, I'll say. So all major arcana, right? You've got another major arcana in the week ahead too. So, and the minors are all wands. So this is going to be an interesting week, right? Where you might not feel like you're making the moves you want to make or the progress you would like to see, but you've got to trust that you are. And with the High Priestess, the Sun, and Judgment, this is massive. You are going through, I think, hold space for self right now if you're feeling like, I don't know, like a lot's happening but nothing at all, like a lot's happening under the surface. Really go through that and trust that. Whatever you might be going through, a bit of a moment, trust it. It's an important moment. It feels like a very important moment, and it has everything to do with where you're headed. And it may also feel like it has nothing to do with where you're headed, if that makes sense. So what I'm seeing is that you're coming into this massive illumination and awareness and understanding that your journey is unique, and or perhaps just how unique. You've probably always known that it's unique. And that you can actually remove yourself from any situation that's not conducive and have that power to step into and make happen the life you wish to live. With the High Priestess and the Sun, Judgment, like all of these are massive illumination cards. Truly, like, oh, really, you're going to be, or already are having, I'm sure, many different signs about where your power is needed in the world, and where your power is needed within your life, where you need to show up for yourself to create that. With Judgment here, you're really coming into their awareness at this time. Eight of Swords is the current energy, but it moves into that. So you may be coming from a state of fear, feeling absolutely incapable, powerless, not worthy, undeserving. There could be so many things, lots of limiting beliefs that you're bursting through at the moment. And not everything makes sense. And not everything is looking like, I think for some of you out there, it feels like things are not how you'd like them to be. And it doesn't seem like that's even ever happening, but it is. It really, really, really is. And that's what you're moving through now, I think, is coming to that understanding, that awareness, the ability to believe in it and then move into it with the Eight of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Three of Wands as you sort of end the week, I would say. Doesn't matter when you're connected, just timelines are iffy, so take it however it is. But with the Eight of Wands here, the Wheel of Fortune, Three of Wands, this is that energy you feel building up inside of yourself, making a bit of momentum. So things are moving forward for you. And you may be getting a lot of information and synchronicities and downloads this week about what it is you need to do, where you're headed. A lot of answers are coming in for you slowly. The first card you've chosen for this reading was actually the answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. And with all of this illumination, revelation energy here, it just makes sense that all of your cards are like really quite elusive. Like it's to say that you don't know all the answers and you're not sure how it's going to work out, and you kind of just have to move into that and apply yourself. And with the Eight of Wands is very much an apply yourself card. It's a message of if you've started some project or hobby or study or anything, to finish it, to see it through. It's also a message of making moves and creating change and following your passion. The Wheel of Fortune and Three of Wands is to say that as you come into this awareness, there's a spiritual awakening, I would say, for some of you. Although you've maybe been through many layers of that awakening, I just see another layer unfolding, another depth of awakening here, where you're really wanting to prioritize your health and move into what really is important to you. And when I say health, I don't just mean physical health, your mental health, your emotional health. Maybe physical as well might be a priority for a reason. But it's like I think you're wanting to stop chasing old dreams as well. Like some things you may have, like I'm just getting from this Judgment card, all these brides coming out of the coffin. Like maybe you chased a white picket fence dream and that wasn't actually suitable for you, or something like that. Doesn't mean you can't have a successful relationship, healthy home and security. It just might not be in the way that other people have done it. just there's a lot of real message of being unique in this reading and embracing that. So the Three of Wands tells me here with the Wheel of Fortune, there's a lot of change, information, news, and synchronicities, like I said, coming in this week. But there's still that sense of things becoming slowly and changing slowly. Three of Wands is a card of waiting quite often. It's a card of feeling like you've made the changes, you're starting to align, but you're still needing to let life come and meet you. So you're aligning and you're letting the divine align with you to bring things in for yourself, and you know what needs to be done. You are aware of some changes. All right, challenge for this time for you, we have the Hanged Man, the Nine of Swords, and the Fool. So there may be a real sense of indecision about exactly that, taking a leap of faith, going and chasing your dreams instead of staying in this other job that's maybe really secure for you, or there's a change that calls on you. With the Queen of Wands to start your reading, like, this is a very powerful woman, masculine, feminine, man or woman, doesn't matter. It really is about the feminine energy here. We've got the masculine energy right next to it with the King of Swords anyway, so it's a very, very strong energy. And I'm not reading that as a relationship, although it may be for some of you. It may be. But I don't feel like that's important to really touch on so much right now. What I see here in the challenge, though, is that with the Nine of Swords, as we know, that is a crippling anxiety, extreme fear, lack of rest, overworked, overworried, no genuine rest. And the only time I'm getting with the moment, the only time for someone out there, perhaps not everyone, but the only time that you're given a moment, it may be an hour or half an hour, where you can just shut off and rest. Someone out there, I'm feeling it, is using that to deplete yourself further with overthinking, with stress, with maybe even listening to certain readings that don't really help. It's like, limit what you're taking in. And when you do have a grace period to really just rest, to let go, to just maybe be in the body. I see 11:11 then. To do that, to try and choose your quiet resting time a little more consciously. But anyway, this Nine of Swords, that's not for everyone. This Nine of Swords is also bigger picture, with like afraid of the big changes. And with the Hanged Man here, it's like feeling a little bound up, a little stuck, a little uncertain. But what is needed is a surrender, for truly, to just surrender and allow yourself to see new horizons, to visualize a really beautiful future for yourself and orientate yourself towards that vision. Anything new right now would be beneficial for you. Anything new, anything to discover in yourself or in the world or in others. Absolutely. The bottom underlying energy of this reading is death. Underneath that is the Ace of Swords. I see the Five of Pentacles there underneath that. So it's really coming from a time of not feeling worthy, not feeling appreciated, not feeling enough, into a time of, hang on a minute, I've actually have got what it takes. You're starting to see your own truth here with the Ace of Swords and death. This is the underlying energy. So it's a massive awareness, a light bulb moment. Things that are really coming clear to you about your ability to create and also come through karmic cycles. There's a lot to do with karmic cycles in this reading, and that might be what you've been stuck in for some time and you're wanting to break those cycles. There's a real need to look at the patterns of your journey thus far at this time, like a really processing period for you. So, into where are we? We had the challenge. Into what will help with the challenge. We've got strength, the Page of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles. I love this. How's that for visualizing your dreams, right? So with strength here as well, you are needing to have that courage, have that determination, have that belief in yourself, that inner strength to step up where you're needing to be responsible, to release things that do not serve you or the life you're trying to create, to allow yourself to dream of things that would fulfill you in an emotional way or fulfill you in a creative way, in an artistic sense, and then to apply yourself to make that dream happen with the Ten of Pentacles. The Page of Cups to me is a very visualizing energy. It's very creative and poetic and imagining, and it's quite sweet. It's a dear friend, it's forgiveness, it's compassion, it's all of those sweet things. And with strength here and then the Ten of Pentacles, it's like, I think what I'm seeing here is somebody that wants that type of fulfillment from the work that they do and the life that they have, rather than working for money or working, you know, that sort of thing. So this is a real time to, like, truly, because the Page of Cups is such a visualizing energy. It's like a beginning manifester sort of thing. And the Ten of Pentacles there, it's like all the things that you may think right now that you probably can't have, or like it may seem so far away or hard to achieve, or whatever stories you might tell yourself with that Eight of Swords we see here, and the Hanged Man and the Nine of Swords. You know, a lot of doubt, if you were to remove that and just truly visualize the life you wish to see yourself walking towards, living in, I think it's just really important in this reading to see that and work towards it, and keep your sights on that horizon way down the line, and know that while some things, there are karmic cycles and karmic patterns and things that happen in our life that we just need to move through. They may not make sense, they may be very painful, and we can't always control those things, but what you can control, and what is very clear in this reading, is your response to those things and what you choose for yourself. In Strength, Page of Cups, Death, you're changing your responses, you're changing the way you show up, you're changing the way you see the world. This is a big opening for you. In further guidance, we have the Hierophant, the Eight of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles, and I just love this energy. So this is somebody who's perhaps going back to school, maybe you want to learn something new, maybe you want to teach something. You're stepping up into a role here, and it's something that you need to give all of your focus to. You cannot be distracted by other people, what they're doing, what they think of what you're doing. This is really a time to trust in your own individual unique path, because you're creating something quite beautiful and strong with the King of Pentacles there. Something very stable for yourself, something very long term, perhaps very traditional in this setting as well. This is very traditional Taurus energy. Could have to do with having that loving family. What did I see? Let's see this Ten of Pentacles. We've got a lot of abundance here. We've got a beautiful child. We've got family. We've got a couple. It's just a sweet setting. I do see here just success in the physical realm. Absolutely. And you may not feel that way right now. I mean, I can see you coming from some Five of Pentacles stuff as well in the past. So you may have lived for some of you may have lived in a family that struggled financially, and that might be something you have had to really work quite hard on and yet to work on, removing those beliefs about what you're worthy of having or what you can achieve. But I do see a lot of really strong progress in the earthly realm. This is also very practical energy of applying yourself every single day, just showing up, learning again, getting a little better. And with that classroom, like literal classroom, like this is saying that go to class, go do your hour of study every day at home, like get it done. Do it, because you're going to build yourself up into a really, really prosperous position in life, bringing us to the Ace of Pentacles in the outcome. And I kind of just wanted to leave it at that, but I never can. You know me. So I grabbed two more with the Star and the Knight of Pentacles. The Star, Ace of Pentacles, Star, and the Knight of Pentacles. So what I do see here is this, I get the sense of a fresh new beginning, and there will be many more of them once you take this one. So what I see is like one path that leads into many other things down the track that you're not even close to being aware of yet. Some of them you might have a sense of, many no, like yet to be revealed. And I'm talking years down the track. This reading looks like it's to do with the big picture stuff, and good. That's really wonderful time to be focusing on that and aligning to that. So with the Star and the Knight of Pentacles, it's to say that you are so divinely guided towards making these decisions, this change, and progressing on your journey. You are going to feel a real renewal in your spirit, in your energy, as you continue to progress. The more work and effort you put in, the more focus, the more you will be renewed, rewarded, recuperated. I was hearing recovered, lots of all of that. You may be recovering from something very hard and heavy to recover from. You may be recuperating money, who knows, but the Knight of Pentacles here, it tells me that the work you do in the world is very special. You will be, I think you'll achieve many different things you didn't expect, and once you've achieved that, you will move on to achieve something different. And the Knight of Pentacles is a very slow, methodical energy. It really rings in with the Hierophant, King of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. It's almost the same in that it's so careful and diligent and dutiful. I love the Knight of Pentacles. I have to say it's probably my favorite card in the whole of the deck, because you can really rely on him to get that job done. It won't be done quickly, it won't be done rushed, it'll be done properly, and you'll learn something from each step. She learns something from each different pentacle that she crafts here. And I think as well with the Ace of Pentacles and the Star, for some of you, you may also reach a bit of stardom, a bit of fame, a bit of recognition for the work you do in a bigger sense. Does feel very special. So we had, as I did say, Death on the bottom. We'll go into the Oracle cards now with the answers you need are coming for Moon and Gemini. We already touched on that. Absolutely, there is going to be a lot of revelation for you, and the further you speak on your truth, I think the easier it'll be to see the results. Like, start speaking on your truth and sharing your ideas. We have progressions, your journey, and that is exactly what we've spoken about so far, about the bigger picture of your life and progressing through your whole lifeline journey. And it's also a message to say that things are kind of open, and they could go either way or any way, multiple ways. But it is up to you and how your responses and what you want out of life for yourself, and aligning to those things. We have the card Wisdom, and I love this card in particular because it really is like the cherry on that message of trust, because with Wisdom it's the message of trusting that things, even though things right now might not seem like it's working or that anything's even happening at all, this card of Wisdom is asking you to trust the unseen help, and trust the things that are happening underneath the surface, and continuing to make choices that align so that the universe can support you and meet you there. Let's have a look at the book for Wisdom. This card is letting you know that even though the surface of your life might be a bit rocky, wobbly, or in a deeper place, all is well, and serenity and peace are emerging. Things that may seem challenging will later be revealed to have been beneficial. Pretty good. Absolutely. We have the card I Am Worthy from your Personal Power decks. This is your personal power at this time, to trust and know and believe that you are worthy of greatness, you're worthy of respect, you're worthy of living out the dream. We have these two came together. I thought it was quite sweet. Plan your career and start saving. So this is bigger picture planning, saving for the home you'd like perhaps, or saving for a certain qualification you'd like to put yourself through. 222 on the recording. I'm seeing all the double numbers today. But definitely as well, start to save. Having some savings behind you will make you feel more at ease. So maybe conscious of your spending habits as well, strengthening your relationship to money and looking at it that way. There's a really great book called The Power of Money, if that interests you. Speaking, is it the power or is it the energy of money? I think it's the energy of money. I can't see it, I don't have my glasses on, but it's right there. And we also have Dare, number 22. This is about daring to live your dream, daring to be seen, daring to be heard, daring to create a change, just dare to do it. Be brave, let yourself be seen, let yourself move into this place. And we have Fitness, beautiful, foundational, supportive prompt. Fitness, absolutely wonderful, even if it's just a walk to get that blood moving, like whatever, just fitness, looking after your physical body. help us achieve many other things as well, especially like that physical strengthening. It all is connected. Mental health, emotional health, we already know this, I'm sure. So strengthening your physical health can help you look at yourself differently, in the sense that I'm supporting me, I'm there for my body, I stand for myself. I feel like a strengthening of the solar plexus when you do exercise, strengthening of the root chakra. It's all collective, just all, yeah, good. So a couple of charms, we did have that requested, so sorry if you've got an earphone, might be noisy. That one. Okay. I want the peg. I was seeing the peg in my hand. I want that. Maybe there's something on the table. Alright, cool. Alright, nice. So, what's fallen on the table? We have the nail, and it fell onto the worthy card here as well. So what I'm getting there is it is a time to completely end limiting yourself. That is a really, really big message. Like, this is the biggest transformation that needs to happen here, is to do with your sense of self-worth and what you believe you deserve, what you believe you're worthy of. That is a massive thing that is changing here, big time. So we also have the dream catcher, which has fallen on the sun. I think that's so beautiful, because it's asking you to follow your most wild and unconventional dreams, to share them with the world. But also, this is a message that if you're getting dreams, to write them down, because it will reveal more information about what you're going through as well. You may be already doing that. With judgment, we had this sweet little bow fall onto judgment, and for me, with the bow, I kind of get the inner child, the sweet adornments, and enjoying the beauty of life, those sweet little things. And with judgment there, I think, okay, yeah. So I feel like, again, it's actually repeating that same message I saw with the brides, where you may, your ideals of beauty or success or whatever that message is, will be very different to everyone else, or is changing. More importantly, I think it's that it's changing, and things you used to value are not so shiny anymore, and you're more intrigued, or perhaps interested in your own intuition or your own guidance and your own destiny and the path you're meant to live here, rather than being swept up or caught up by any egotistical sort of vanity stuff, or you know what I mean. Like, I think you're wanting a true beauty there. So the peg I wanted, because I just saw it in my head, I'm like, I thought it jumped out because I felt something, and I don't know what, but it didn't. I want the peg. I feel bad for choosing it myself, but it's here, and it is that message, like the Eight of Pentacles, of just getting the duties done, like getting a to-do list perhaps, and ticking it off, and just really applying yourself to the responsibilities and the routine of life, that sort of energy there. We have the owl. Actually, that's so funny. We have the owl, and I was just banging on about the owl in this tree, and that's the message of it, is to truly trust in your intuition. Let thine eye be single. I love that. So it's very much a time to trust your intuition rather than perhaps logic, even though that King of Swords to me in the past energy is what causes the Eight of Swords. I really do feel like there's a part of you that wants to come to life, but the King of Swords is saying, well, what about this? Or can we do that? You know, yeah. I think your logics and overthinking in that regard. We have the pink quartz. A little bit of pink quartz, beautiful for self-love, for receptivity, receiving compliments, receiving care, looking after yourself. We also have nut and bolt, which to me is about working with people that are supportive of us, that work together, that team up. It's very collaborative energy as well, so you may find yourself working with other people and collaborating with other people. I do feel like a big part of your journey has to do with groups of people, so that may have to do with like the class environment or achieving things together. And we also have this aeroplane, which is a special message from somebody who may have passed away, who's still there guiding you through your journey and wants the best for you. This is a very wise soul, somebody who had a very special journey in life here. And that may not be for everyone, but when this plane shows up, it's a very clear message that there is someone who you knew in life has passed on and is there very much with you, guiding you through all of this change. And it's also that message to see your life from a higher perspective, see the whole journey, the past all the way to the future you haven't gone through yet, and learning from the patterns that you see and aligning and making choices to perhaps break some of those patterns and really navigate towards maybe a vision board would be helpful, but really needing to orientate to the future here. So that is what I have for you in this reading group 2. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope that it's given you the comfort, clarity, or guidance you might have been looking for here today. Oh, got the nail in there too. If you're after a private reading, you can get those in the description box below. And that being said, I'll leave you with it. Group 2, take care and see you next time. Hey Group 3, and welcome to your reading. If you've chosen the lepidolite heart, then this one is for you. So lepidolite is a beautiful stone aiding us through transitions in life, helping remove and heal from emotional stress and depression, and just being a little bit more emotionally aware of our needs. Awareness seems really important and through a transition. Okay, so let's jump straight in with the tarot. Group 3. Oh, have a look at the signs perhaps. I see Pisces, Taurus, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, all here. Pisces for sure. Yeah, alright, so Group 3, let's jump into your reading with the past energy. Oh, Leo's here too in my hand. We have the 8 of Cups, the Strength, and the 8 of Swords, or 8 of Swords, Strength, 8 of Cups. So what I see here in your past energy is that there has been a situation that has left you feeling very powerless, just absolutely stuck and not able to find a solution. But you did find a solution, because strength is there, and so is the 8 of Cups. So there's some sort of pattern in your life that you have busted through, you have removed yourself from. It could be anything at all, an addiction, a behavior, a relationship, a job, a living situation, like whatever it is, it's really been quite draining for you and disempowering, but you've decided to get yourself out of there or change the situation, which makes sense with the transitional stone of lepidolite and coming out of stress and depression and healing that into a time of emotional awareness and better balance and goodness in your life. So with the 8 of Cups here, it's definitely you've left behind a situation that has not served you. You may be still in the process of leaving that behind. It is a transition you're in, so it would make sense if you still feel like you're in that process, but you've definitely come a really long way. You're very far away from the chaos, and things are smoothing out for you now. 8 of Swords, 8 of Cups. In the very near future, you also have the 8 of Pentacles, so I do see karmic cycles in that. When I see that many 8s in a row, I do think of repeated cycles and needing to break those. But with the Ace of Swords, the 8 of Pentacles, it looks like you have. Absolutely you have. You've really busted through some stuff here and continuing to. A lot of illumination, awareness and clarity coming in for you now. With the 8 of Pentacles, you're really focused on perhaps a new course. Perhaps it's revisiting an old dream, but there's some sort of awareness and clarity that you really want to focus on this now. And so that's what you're going to do. With the 8 of Pentacles, you're not distracted by what other people are doing. You're very focused on developing your skills and getting better and better each time you show up. And that's what you're all about right now. So with the Page of Swords coming into the reading next, it does look like you're really inquisitive and curious about the future and what it holds for you. This also could have to do with a conversation with another person. 9 of Swords is next. I do feel for some of you there may be a little bit of, I heard bickering. You may have a little bit of tense communication with someone this week, or there may be something comes up where it all works out fine in the end. I'll get those cards in a tick. Only so many hands. But there is a moment where the 9 of Swords shows up here. So you may be really curious about what someone else is up to, or you may be just sort of feeling a little bit uncertain or not so powerful in your own choices or your own situation and what you're up to. Either way, you're really I think it's just a moment, honestly, and it passes, because you have the 3 of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups next. So this week it's like you're really, if you're a student, you're studying right now, then I do see you getting to work and putting in some hours in your course that you're doing, or your whatever it is. For others of you, I do feel like you're definitely doing the groundwork to get a project up and running, or you may be really fearful and doubting how that's all going to work out. The Nine of Swords is like a little, it's like a challenge in the growth process, but it seems like it's meant to happen, and it's important that you have that challenge. The Nine of Swords are nothing to fear this week. It's really not. It really isn't. It may have to do with some of the stuff you're leaving behind. We do have that Eight of Swords in the first card, right? So that feeling of powerlessness. So that's, you know, you're still moving into your power. So there will still be moments of anxiety or uncertainty. But with the Three of Pentacles here in your current week ahead, towards the end of the week, I see a beautiful time with you joining with a group of people, maybe collaborating and working on a project together. Definitely resonates with me for this weekend, with projects in the works. And for some of you, this may be about coming and spending time with family or distant friends, or friends that feel like family, or and maybe even going on a very special date here, like the Two of Cups suggests. You may be spending a beautiful date or day with someone, whether that's a romantic partner or just a friend that you feel like a real sense of companionship with. So this whole reading is like, I feel like someone who's coming out of something maybe a little challenging and starting to really pull in the goodness back into their life and progress into the direction they want to go in. And yeah, it's a process and you're going through it, group 3. It's great. There's a lot of really beautiful blessings. A lot of this is like, you need to focus on your work though this week. It's like, while there are people involved in your week or weekend, and people that perhaps want to be involved in your week and weekend, you still have stuff to do. I do get that sense. There's responsibilities to tend to, there's assessments to write, kitchen to clean, you know, children's sports to get to, whatever it is. Like, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done, and I think I have a bit of a to-do list building up in the background of stuff that might be, needs your attention now, or throughout the week anyway, and you will slowly be ticking that off throughout the week. Progressive week, nice and gentle. In the challenge, we have got the Devil, the Chariot, and the Nine of Pentacles. So I do feel like this is a fear of codependence here for some of you, big time, right? Because the Chariot's like, which way do I go? This really addictive and like sensual or exciting or magnetic connection for some of you. Or I better get my responsibilities done and sort of be in my own energy. Like, see the difference there? For some of you, this is about a job that is like, maybe it pays well, but it doesn't feel right for you. And so you might be struggling with the decision to really apply yourself to go and find a different type of abundance, or work on the abundance you already have and then capitalize on that. For some of you, this is about leaving behind addictions or toxic behaviors and then being a little bit more healthy in choice and respecting the body. This the challenge this week is, you know, to slip into codependent dynamics and patterns, or to stand on your own 2 feet and grow together with your person. Or you see, like, you take it how it fits, but there's certainly some sort of you know, this can be attachments, this can be addictions, this can be not tending to responsibilities, but like obsession or lack of balance, you know, lack of moderation, whatever it might be, you know, temptation, all the stuff. So you've got that on one hand. It may be a challenge this week, but I don't think it's a major one though, because I feel like you've come too far away from toxicity to allow yourself to slip back into patterns. So the Nine of Pentacles is there because I do feel they've even got the dark arrow and the light arrow. Like, make your choice. That's the challenge this week, is to make a good choice. And it doesn't feel like a big challenge because even the underlying energy is the King of Pentacles. You're grounded, you're secure, you're stable, you're building something strong. And what will help with the challenge, we have the Four of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. I love that. Fours are foundational energies. King, totally logical. So it might be a time for you to really focus on your foundation and the responsibilities you need to do, attend to, and get a lot of rest and protect your energy, save your money, be on a strict budget this week if you can. Also, what you're consuming food-wise, I'm hearing, really limit some of the things that would deplete your energy. Making conscious eating choices feels like it would be really, really beneficial. to actually, yeah, definitely beneficial to go through with that. Might be something in the devil there that you're struggling with. Sugar might be a struggle this week or something like that. But you should truly give yourself the resources it needs to be successful, mentally, emotionally, physically. Lots of sleep and rest, lots of logical thinking and planning, thinking about the future, thinking more long term, maybe even having certain boundaries, not dealing with crap. Just making sure you're a bit harder on yourself maybe this week, not like harsh on yourself, but like disciplined perhaps, or a little bit more, you know what I mean. No excuses from self this week, that sort of thing. Like, come on, let's do it. We got a goal, we're going to work towards that this week. And maybe write them down if it helps you stay focused, to truly write them down. Maybe you want to get a little notebook that you devote a page for the day, and just do a new page each day, or a page for the week, or just something. Create your own thing that helps you stay on track if you need that. Further guidance here, we have got the Four of Wands, the World, and the Ace of Cups. A really, really beautiful energy that tells me that this is for those of you that have, what do I say? I'm going to say 100 things at once. This is a time for you to enjoy the newness of your life, is what I feel here. This is a time for you to come out into your community or into your connections with loved ones, friends, your partner, in a new way, in a more loving way, an open way, an understanding way, being a friend to the people you connect with, being a part of the projects, being a part of it, bringing your own unique offerings and collaborating and contributing to the group. It does feel very group orientated in that sense, and I see that at the end of the week here in your reading as well. Like, a lot of the week you may be dealing with your own stuff, things you need to do. There may also be, like, I do get a conversation that could be strained here, because the Ace of Swords, Page of Swords. See, I don't know. There's a lot of communication potentially between two people. There's also a lot of focus and work needing to be done. I don't know. Feels like it needs a personal reading for that message, because it doesn't feel like it's for everyone at all. And it feels like it could go quite detailed there. Let's get a look. Two of Wands, King of Wands. Yeah. Changes being made in regards to the vision you have for your life and the course you'd wish to chart. Let's just go back over here. Sorry about that, group 3. I digress at times. We have the Four of Wands. So definitely, like we see with the Three of Pentacles, you will be joining with groups, and it's important to have be a part of these groups. They will bring you a lot of emotional fulfillment. I do see a special relationship for some of you that is there, and it is growing, it is evolving. You may see this relationship progress into a marriage or take that next step. That's potential here. You may be working towards that in your life in general, working towards just a happier situation, more loving connections. I just see a lot of mature conversation, I feel, here in working through anything. Spending time together in the home space, like just enjoying the home space, maybe inviting people into your home space to have a cuppa or something, or just enjoying what you have in your home, like tending to the garden or enjoying your kitchen or whatever it is you love about your home space. Maybe decorating, redecorating. Maybe someone out there is repainting. Definitely feel that, actually. Some renovations in the home, big changes. Anyway, in the outcome for the tarot, we have the High Priestess, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Empress. I love this. High Priestess, first and foremost, is to say that you can trust what you feel for yourself, as in the goals you wish to achieve. Although things right now might not be quite there yet, what this High Priestess, I feel, is saying is that you will achieve those things. You can achieve anything, and you need to just trust in that, trust in your intuition, and trust in that guidance you have inside yourself, because it's guiding you towards conducive plan. Like with the Knight of Pentacles, just love that energy. It is about your practical diligence and applying yourself and having that to-do list we just spoke on, to achieve really great things, to achieve the blessings you wish to see in your life, the health, the good health, like a really healthy body, a maybe even a potential of pregnancy and children and expanding your family in that way, or expanding your business, or expanding the work that you do and the way that you help people. There's a real development happening here. Your intuition is guiding you towards developing this beautiful, abundant energy within yourself, and a beautiful situation within your life as well. So you're really being guided. And with that, like I said, King of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, like you're really working towards something very, very beautiful, and maybe even a divine partnership as well. Although this reading does feel like it's more to do with your direction and could mean anything. There's a lot of abundance you're moving towards, and it's very much to do with having the strength to leave behind this. If you never left this situation, if you didn't find the courage and the strength to free yourself from this, you'd never reach that. And that's the thing. That's what brings me to these next cards, the one you've chosen here. It's interesting. You got a lot that came out in doubles here. That when I was only wanting one of each from each deck, you got doubles from each deck. Nothing will come of this situation, void of course moon, and nothing yet is set in stone, mutable moon. So what I see here, that combination, I believe they're to be read together in the sense that nothing will come of this situation, nothing's set in stone, as in you are the key component here. Everything is, it kind of rests on your shoulders as to how things will develop and how things will grow for you. Nothing is set in stone gives me that sense that you may need to apply yourself a little harder, or a little, like I see the bit of a push in this reading. I don't normally like to push, but it seems like it might be appropriate this time to just give yourself that little nudge you need to create more stability. Nothing yet set in stone, but what will help is the Four of Pentacles, which to me is like something sort of set in stone. It's a foundational work that you do, so that what you build upon that is then solid, and it needs to be done. There's no shortcuts to this energy. Like, it needs to be done properly, and you need to balance that out with good rest, and, you know, like taking care of your body, and a lot of time to contemplate and meditate what's true for you too. So the more doubles, we have opposition, confrontation, and Neptune vision. Confrontation was an interesting one. We'll go to the book for it. Talks about squares and opposition. So where do we go? This is not a comfortable situation, but that's not the point. You're being challenged to grow. Look at the situation as a dojo, a martial arts training center, and take the training. You don't have to trust the wisdom of the people you're wrestling with, but you can trust the pattern itself in this great cosmic workout. Practice your best skills, stay centered, and operate from wisdom and strategy instead of emotional heat. Listen for hints on how to improve your style. The obstacles in your way are not there to stop you, but to push you towards being your best self. If the way forward feels truly blocked, look for another path. Sometimes an opposition, particularly in transit, says you shall not pass this way, find another route. An opposition dares you to proceed. Decide if this path is worth the struggle. If it is, grow those skills, hold your ground, and fight for what you believe in. You're being asked to prove to yourself and others, to yourself I think, yeah, a lot, that you have the skills needed for the next step. The challenge of this card can be that the situation is an inconvenient growth opportunity, but not a punishment. Decide if it's time to build muscles or to find another path. And I really feel like it's time to build muscles here. The gift of this card is that the situation offers you a chance to burn through karma if you can continually respond with compassion and tough love from your highest self. Take the highest road. And that's kind of what I was feeling as well with, what was I talking about, that response, just being open and response, connecting with, communication with our most important people. Butchered that, but you know, communicating, as the card suggests, is being compassionate and understanding, but also having your own boundaries and sticking to what you know is true for yourself. With Neptune vision, this is about holding your vision and having a vision and then going for it. It's about meditating and contemplating the life you wish to see, the career, whatever this is about for you, to really start to visualize that for yourself and work towards that. Your visions can come to life, your dreams can be lived. Okay, more in the name of doubles. We have Voyage and Focus. I love this. Exactly this message all the way through. The voyage is about you going through a change, a journey. It may be an inner journey, it may be an outer journey, it may be an inner journey that manifests as an outer journey, as it often will. But it's also to say that any journey you are on right now, you are divinely guided and protected. And I do also feel a deep connection to the sentient beings, like the trees and perhaps even the orcas. But just knowing that you are so connected and guided, I just get that sense suddenly that you, group 3, you're very aware of other sentient beings and how they witness your walk here. And I think there's actually quite a beauty in that knowing and that connection that you have. And if that's something you're yet to discover, then please do, because I feel that you're very capable with a lot of space for that. Not everyone plugs in to their reality in that way and to nature in that way, but it's very special and can help you feel very connected and whole, and absolutely the opposite of separation, that's for sure. Unified, right? So we also have Focus, another card like the visualization card, Neptune, to set your sights on what you wish to see in your life. But it's also to say the things that you focus on are what you'll attract more of. So be sure to focus on the things that are going to benefit you and that deserve your attention. Because especially when it comes to that situation before about opposition and feeling confrontation with a specific person, potentially a need to communicate and focus on solution perhaps, or focus on staying focused on what the whole thing is about, rather than getting caught up in, like it says, the heated emotion, or reacting rather than responding. More cards in the name of doubles, which I thought were perfect for each other. They really match. We have I release what doesn't serve me and I am responsible for my life. The whole reading speaks about exactly that. That's what I saw in this combo here. You've released what doesn't serve you and you've had the strength to be responsible for your life and what it is that you're creating here. We'll keep on going here. Your person, oh, is it self-care prompts? Something like that. We have visualize, perfect with all of this. Continue visualizing a really great future, great opportunities, success. We have flowers and treat. They did come together. I thought that's so sweet, to buy yourself a nice treat, whether that is flowers to light up your home, also maybe tending an actual garden and planting flowers to keep rather than cut ones. But not to say there's anything wrong with cut ones, just can be nice to keep a garden. And with treat, I get this, you know, it's a very healthy treat too. So while you are treating yourself, to do that, to treat yourself, but also maybe treat yourself a little deeper by not only having a delicious treat, but a nutritious treat as well. But just treat yourself, look after yourself, treat yourself well, treat yourself good. Visualize the greatness that you wish to see and make it happen. Yeah. Look after your body. I just see the King of Pentacles here holding a big chocolate cake, and I just think that there might be some stuff here about nutrition. And if that is the message for you, then take it, because it's so good when we get on top of that and feel good again, because it helps the way we think about ourselves, the way we look at ourselves when we're really being there and stepping up for ourselves. It just changes a lot of self-worth, energy. We feel like we deserve better because we're proving it to ourselves by giving ourselves better. And also I'll do a little plug that my sister is a clinical nutritionist with a lot of amazing advice. You can follow her on Instagram, Bethany Rose Nutrition. And there's also a link always in every reading to her discount sessions. She does a 20% off for people that follow this channel to have a clinical session with her on Zoom and get that support that you might need if that's something you felt you needed here. She gives me the best supplements that you can't just get over the counter, and they're exactly what I need for my functioning body, clinical level. So have a think about that if it called to you. So in the self-care prompts, I did only want 2, but you did get a whole bunch coming out and they all work. So shop smart. I see with the 4 of Pentacles here too, you might be needing to save a bit of money. It says there, spend money on experiences, not just things, make memories. that might be an added message to the Shop Smart, where you might be spending money on things that may make you feel better in that moment, but whereas you may benefit more from spending money maybe on an alternative therapy practice or something that can really help you in a different way. So that would be an experience, I would say, rather than stuff. But also it does feel like just general budgeting and not wasting money on little things that you don't need. You've got the foundations provided for you, then that's all. That should be enough, and that is enough. That being okay with just being, I think, and not needing more, not needing to consume, if that's a thing. We have give less. Oops, try not to swear. The less you give stuff, the happier you will be. Just let go. Don't. And I think that's in regards to the opposition, the confrontation, and even the Nine of Swords there. Like, just let go and let yourself be moved. Just trust the way that things are unfolding. Nothing is set in stone. That's right, but it also makes me feel like that's up to you to make things a bit more solid and secure for yourself in ways that work for you, that you want, rather than hoping on something hazy that's outside of yourself. And with the nothing will come of this situation, I kind of feel like that's to do with confrontation too, that it won't go, like I don't see this blowing up and you never talking to that person again or anything like that. Like I see it actually being a really mature handling of the situation, and nothing will come of it. We have set relationship goals and avoid toxic people. That may come in hand for you. But also avoid being that toxic person if that applies. With your responses, we already spoke about that, especially if it's an uncomfortable conversation or conflict. And set relationship goals. Recognize what makes you happy and strive to find that in your love life. We have awaken the witch. Awaken your dormant potential and unlock the inner witch. And that's something you'd might like to explore on your own. It can't always be very guided. It's something you must just find. And I think a lot of that as well is that I did feel before like a real connection to the trees for a lot of you. So, or nature, or perhaps like natural water holes or the forest or that sort of energy. You might like to spend more time in these places, or you might like to create your own rituals. I think ritual is very important to this group at this time especially too. So if you're thinking of doing a ritual of any kind, absolutely give it your all. Get creative with it and have a lot of fun with it. So I also have some charms for this reading. I did get that requested by Liz, one of the beautiful followers from this channel. So sorry if it's a bit loud. I'll get some charms for you. Okay, a little more. I like them when they fall on the table. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Okay, I love this. All right, well, first fell out was the ducky. And the ducky is that beautiful message of just keep swimming, don't let confrontational things get to you, which is actually funny because it landed up there on the confrontation card. So don't let it get to you. Whatever comes up, just water off a duck's back. Maybe someone says something they don't mean in the heat as well. That could be an indication of it. Just let it go. The duck's feathers are coated in an oil to make them waterproof, so you may like to protect yourself with an oil or use oils with intention to just help you move through whatever it is you're moving through. It's just as a self-loving ritual, a bit of care. We have the Jupiter charm, which fell on the Ace of Swords, which is telling me exactly that you are coming into a time of great clarity about what is needed to expand your life, what blessings are here for you, and that there is more blessings coming in. There's a big message of expansion when we see the Jupiter charm. In the High Priestess, we've had this beautiful charm falling down, which tells me that you are that's exactly the message I had for the High Priestess too, was to trust that you can have all that you want and that you are so specially divinely guided in this journey. This is a heart activating journey that you're on. Whatever this is to do with, it's likely to do with things that are very close to your heart, and that you are very connected as well to the collective. It's very, like, I'm getting heart and crown chakra energy from this, so it can be much to do with your purpose here. And the wings, speaking of that divine guidance and angelic guidance, and the work that you do here heals people on a deep level. So we also have this beautiful, we have two hearts actually, let's have a look at them. So what I see here is a heart healing. I do feel like there's some things yet that you may be blocking or not ready to receive, or just it's slowly, I feel like love and abundance and change, the change, that's what it is. The changes you're making within yourself to chase your dreams and bring in more abundance into your life are going to help you connect with other people deeper, and that may just be one person specifically, like a relationship that finds healing. You may be able to open up to love a lot more, but with the lock here and no key, it's to say that there's still a lot to be discovered. There's still a lot to adventure, I guess, to be had, a journey to go on. You're still unlocking a lot of your potential is what I feel with that as well. And when it comes to love, you're still learning how to let love in. Yes. So we also have the dream catcher, and there was the little death claw was kind of grabbing onto it like this. So what this tells me is that your wildest and unconventional dreams, your craziest ideas of all, those are the ones that are going to bring you the most, sorry, also had citrine there in it. Those are the ones that will bring you the most change and abundance, because I kind of see that like a bit of a death card in a way. And the way it grabs onto the dreams, it's like your dreams are going to change you. These wonderful ideas that you have, they're going to help you create a lot of change for yourself. And you don't need to hold on. What I get as well is you don't need to hold on too tightly to how you think your dreams are going to unfold and play out. There's a real need to trust and let things just go as well. Because you will reach that abundance in the long term. So yeah, that was fun. Thanks for suggesting the charms. I haven't played with them in a little while. They're so beautiful. And I think that's what I have for you, group 3. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope this reading has given you the comfort, clarity, or guidance you might have been looking for. If you're after a private reading with me, you can contact me in the description box below. That's all the information is down there. And that being said, hope you enjoyed your reading, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye, group 3.